Jeremy Rosenthal was a prosecutor before becoming a defense attorney. He knows how to put cases together, tear them apart. He's tried over 200 jury cases, and he joins us now. Jeremy, this would seem an open and shut case, but usually when you think that, it never is. What kind of defense can we expect in this?
Mental health, maybe. This is a lot. In some ways, it's kind of like Luigi Mangione, who we've spent a lot of time talking about in various forums. But you've got a very premeditated attack, a very calculated attack, attack that goes across state lines, an attack that is both federal and state. And it's real. It wasn't me is a really hard defense when the walls are sort of closing in around you like this, and we still don't know. We still don't know a lot of the details here. We're going to be learning more from really all sides of this situation. You would think from the next weeks and months. When you're defending a case like this, you never want to take things off the table. Certainly, you would look at mental health. Certainly, you could also look at, and you can always try to see if law enforcement did their job there the correct way. In Mangione's case, to go back there, the initial encounter that happened at the McDonald's in Pennsylvania has been the subject of a lot of the defense focus. You try to find value in defending these cases where you can. But it wasn't me is probably not going to work here.
Have you heard of a motive yet, Jeremy? I mean, because I've searched all over the place. I haven't heard of a motive as of yet. Have you?
The only things that I'm gathering, based on the federal, the federal, the U.S. attorney, and from state prosecutors, they seem to be political. Now, we don't know what this guy is doing, what he's thinking. Apparently, he had a list of people that he wanted to hurt or kill. And apparently that list is over 100 long. And the common denominator is these are public officials, people who've taken public positions, political positions. So I think the common denominator here is going to be the politics. You would think once we get once the media is going to do a lot of investigating, they're going to do a lot of drilling down to his social media. The police are probably almost certainly, if they have not already gotten a lot of his electronic devices, computers, things like that, they certainly will get them. And I think you're going to be able to see a much clearer picture of what was happening here.
The mental angle is the obvious. Is there any other angle based on what you know right now that you can think of, or is that it?
Well, when you're defending a case, you've got several goals. The first goal is always let's get acquitted. Let's beat the rap. Let's get out of these charges and to get a not guilty verdict here. Again, very early, so we just don't know. There's not guilty by reason of insanity. I don't know enough to know that that's going to be available here. Anytime you have something that's so premeditated, as with Luigi Mangione, it's going to be hard to say, well, we couldn't appreciate what we were doing was wrong. That sort of cuts against that. Again, you're looking at the identity stuff. The other things to sort of talk about what you were saying, when you're defending this case, you're obviously looking for mitigation. You're looking to lessen the blow if you get found guilty. You always have to cover that flank of a case. When you're doing that in an instance like this, that's when you're going to drill down and look, okay, here's this man's family life. Here's his personal life. Here's his professional life. His having a hard time at work, got laid off, mental, even if he was legally sane to commit this offense, maybe there was some depression or anxiety. I think everybody's going to be looking at radicalization. What's on this guy's YouTube, right? Is this guy down some wormhole? What's going on with him? Those things they can't necessarily win the case for you, but they can certainly assist you in punishment.
Talking to legal analyst Jeremy Rosenthal. Last question I have for you. Why second-degree murder charges? Why not first-degree?
I don't know. And you would think that it would be a higher degree of culpability based on how calculated it appears. And I'm completely with you. I don't know why Minnesota would not charge him to the fullest. The federal government has not yet charged him with the death penalty. Under federal law, that decision would have to come from the Attorney General herself. You would think that she's in the loop on all this because the federal government, the Department of Justice, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and the FBI have acted extremely swiftly here. And again, to draw the parallel again to Luigi Mangione, they didn't come in until about a month or two later. They're boots on the ground right now. So you know that they're probably in the loop talking about these things.
All right. Jeremy, as always, thank you so much for the insight.
Have a great day.
All right, you too. That's legal analyst Jeremy Rosenthal.